Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 22 here in Gelderland. Anyway, it doesn't matter, I can find those another time, that really doesn't matter, that's not important at the moment. I was looking to see if there was anything that I wanted to move around. I've got a bit of flour over there that I could go and put into the bakery, but that's about it. I don't have anything else to shunt around at the moment. The butter, we've already moved. I guess I could move butter to another one. Helper D has completed their task. You're still loading. Right. Let's bring you back over this way. I just whiz you round over here. Stop you right there, and then the flour just unloads into there. Nice and easy. Beautiful. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Right. I need to... I'm going to shut you off. And we're going to go back over to our combine. There it is. That one. Oh, I see. He's got some little, just a little tiny little strip that he's left behind. Let's start that one up. There's two little bits. And I have finished the huge, great big field. Now, oats, you don't get a huge amount from oats. Like, you really don't get very much from oats. So we've got 126,000 litres of oats off of this field. If we were to do wheat in here, that's the one that gives us the most volume for grain. Out of any of the grains, wheat is the one that gives you the highest volume. Barley is not far behind, but wheat is definitely the king of volume. So if we were to do that one, we'd probably fill the combine right up, which would be pretty cool. I wouldn't mind doing that. I'm going to use this one. I'm just going to put this one into the back piece. And we're going to fill that up. We're going to put 240,000 litres of oats in there. And we can go and get started on the next field. It's been a minute or two since I was actually here doing any actual recording. And when I say a minute or two, I mean for you it's a minute or two. Actually, it's a few seconds. But for me, it's been a few weeks. So I just kind of need to just remember where I was. I had barley right here, so that was for the chickens over there. And... oh yes, we were doing some harvesting, weren't we? We had a whole load of harvest stuff underway. I've done the harvest in here, and I need to skip across road so that I can go and get the oats over in this field as well. So that is what we're going to do. I've got a dirty great big ditch there that's in the way. How am I going to get across that? Right, well, what we'll do to start with, then, is if we... maybe not do that. Let's try unfolding this thing and just doing it a little bit more elegantly, rather than just throwing it onto the field like that. And then we can lower it down, and we can do this. That's much better. That is a much better way of approaching this, I feel. And then I can whiz back round like that. A little bit more whizzing. There we go. Right, I've whizzed, and I have got the header hooked on. So now all I got to do is find a way to get into this field, which I'm sure is going to be really easy. I don't know if I need to fold the combine up to get underneath that sign. Nope. Nope. All is good. All is well with the world. I still need to get into this field. We've got another field up here. That's the sunflowers. We've got a few other bits and pieces that were going on. I was busy building up all kinds of stuffs, and there's still no entry into... where are we? How am I supposed to get into the field? There's literally nowhere. There's car there. Sorry, my bad. My bad. Sorry. I've been to the Netherlands, by the way. I've actually I paid a little visit recently, and I happened to bump into a couple of people over there that I've gotten to know, and I would just like to say that I've always sort of thought that maybe these maps were a little bit exaggerated, maybe a little bit overdone with just how flat everything is. They're really not, right? This map is really not overdone with the flat. In fact, at least the area that I was staying in, that right there is pretty much a mountain that is stuck right in the middle of in the middle of the field here. Yeah, that may be a little bit excessive. Having great big hills like that stuck in the middle of it, that's possibly a little bit excessive. It's a bit unrealistic. It's flatter than that. Like, I cannot emphasize enough how flat everything was. When I say flat, I don't mean just like a little bit flat, but I mean like completely flat. How am I supposed to get into this field? Seriously. Got a construction here. Right. Somewhere around this field, there has to be some kind of... There really isn't. I can go in through the tree... Oh! We have to go down here. This is the only way to get into the field, is down the road, and right there. There is where we've got to get into this field. So there's a tree right there. I don't want that tree there. That one's going to be in the way. We'll deal with that one when we get back down here. Right, okay. So I've got to go there, which means I'm kind of, like, in the wrong place right here. I've also drove onto that car. I wonder if I jump... Oh, no, it's because the combine's unfolded. The ladder's going to stick out. Well, that's not helpful. More cars coming is not exactly helping the situation. How am I supposed to... there we go. Right, I've done it. So I'm supposed to go all the way down to the other end and then come back. So if we spin round here... fortunately, I don't have collision, and just ignore the... Ignore the bit with the head. I still need to remove that tree. Like that's on my to-do list, getting rid of that one. What is with the cars here? It's insane. And I did also find out that while I was there that, yes, indeed, they do drive on the wrong side of the road. But the thing that impressed me the most with this flat country... Well, there's two things that impressed me, actually. Number one, I was told by someone that people in the Netherlands can be a bit unfriendly. I didn't find this to be the case at all. I found them to be incredibly friendly. Wherever I went, I never had any problems. You didn't have people rushing up to you and shaking you by the hand and introducing themselves. People just stayed themselves, which suits me fine, because I usually do the same. But if I needed help, if I stopped and asked somebody for help, it was fantastic. I never had any side eye or, you know, weird looks because I'd stopped to ask for help. Everybody was kind and helpful and just generally awesome. And also, I also found out that the Netherlands is the land of the giants. I don't know if I've said this before on one of these videos, but it's very, very cool. Little known fact. The average height of people in my country, well, of men in my country, is 5'10", which is... that's... Wait, what is 5'10"? I need to figure this out now. This is a complex mathematical equation. I need to figure this out. 5'10" is... Well, see, 6 foot... I'm exactly 6 foot tall, which is 182 centimeters. And so, you know, if we folded that header, that would probably be useful. 5'10" is 2 inches below. I think it's 5'10" is the average height of men in my country. It might be 5'9", which is 7.5 centimeters below that. So that's 177, so 175-ish. 100-ish. We'll put an ish in there, and we'll say 175 centimeters. In Netherlands, the average height of men is 6'1" or 6'1.5" or something like that. But anyway, that country is the tallest average height of people in the world, which I thought was quite cool. And also, I'm tall in this country, and not by everybody's standards, but generally I'm considered to be fairly tall. In that country, I'm below average, which is really remarkable for me, because I've spent my whole life being tall, and now suddenly I find that I'm not tall at all. I'm just below average, and it's a little bit different. It was a bit of an eye-opener, although I didn't really feel out of place. It's just, instead of having to look down to everybody, I just kind of looked across at everybody, and it was quite a remarkable thing. But anyway, I had loads of fun, and it was awesome. And also, yeah, the hills that you see on this map, I'm not sure if they're exaggerated now. I'm kind of feeling like they're, at least the areas that I went to, it was a lot flatter than this. Like, it was, I cannot emphasize enough how flat the whole thing was. Like, everything was just flat. There was no ups and downs. There was no sort of earth piled up on top of earth. And the really weird thing is I took the Eurostar train from London to Amsterdam to get there, and you go from England, you go into the tunnel on the England side. I mean, it was dark when I went into the tunnel, so I couldn't see out the windows anyway, but there's hills there. And when you get to France, you come out, there's barely any hills at all. Like, all across northern France, through Brussels, and then on up into the Netherlands, everything's flat. Like, everything, literally everything. There's no hills anywhere. In northern France, there's like a few hills, but barely. I mean, you're not talking like big hills. You're talking about little tiny bits like this, and that's it. There isn't any more. And it just kind of stayed like that the whole way through. It was quite incredible. It really was. It was absolutely amazing, and I really loved it. So, yeah, I went there. I seen it. I seen that everything is indeed flat, like we have right in here. This tree is one of those trees that I'm going to have to go and get the thingamajiggy to move, aren't I? I wanted to move this one out of the way. I'm not getting anything on here. Yeah, that one's just not happening. There's some trees that just don't like it, do they? Right, anyway, I'm going to run down here a minute and just take out a couple of trees that are on this side of the bank. You say trees, there's only one up here. There's a couple down inside the ditch, but I'm not going to worry about that one. I don't think there's any others. All right, let's just leave those. We'll go back to our combining, and here we go. We've got combining to do. We'll come out here and we'll get rid of that tree a bit later on with our tree begone thingamajiggy, because that one actually works really nicely. Quite possibly, we will join these fields together here. If we get, we buy up field 17, we can get rid of all the trees in this ditch right here, and then we can join them together. There's a lot of trees in that forestry bit, so I'm probably not going to go completely overboard and do that. We'll kind of just like, excuse me, we'll go on round the corner there. And there might be an easier way to do it. It's probably a better way to do it. It's probably going to be slightly healthier for us. So I'm going to finish doing this once round the field right here, and then we'll let the hired help carry on. We've got some straw that we need to pick up, and we've got to do something with it. So I'm not quite sure what I want to do with the straw just yet. I don't think I want to sell it all. I think I'd like to just keep it in storage for a minute, because I'm sure we can find a use for it. Even if I just kind of use it to... Well, I suppose we can use it for the cows, at least to start with. Now, I'm just going to set you going there. Hired help. Right, off you go. I'm going to leave you there, and I'm going to trust that you can carry on and do what you need to do. And then we're going to go... No, I don't want that one. I will actually tidy up the yard. It has been pointed out that I do have kind of OCD tendencies at times. But my yard is looking absolutely appalling. Stuff is everywhere. And I agree. I concur. It is pretty terrible. We do need to sort that out. But we're not going to do that yet. So what I'm going to do at the moment is I'm just going to put that straw out on the field, because I don't want to be carrying it around. And also, I don't want this one anymore. We're done with it. How do I get out of this field? Does anyone remember how we get out? How do I escape? Oh, it's over here. No. Oh, there. Right. We don't... There is ditch all the way around the field, but there is a bit right there in the middle with a drain underneath it, so everything is tickety-boo just right there. We can whiz on down the road this way. We can take this one back, and then I've got something else that I want to get. Made a little tiny bit of a tweak, a smidgen of an alteration on another tool, so we should be able to go and use that one. We've only got 87,000 euros left, so we do have to kind of, like, be a little bit sensible with our cash now, because otherwise we're just going to run out completely. Right, so I want to repaint that one for 4 grand, and then repair that one for 3 euros, and then I can sell that one completely, and we're done. So that gives me 197,000. So then if I go into here, I can go to the forage wagons. I knew I was looking for something. And if we go up here, we have a selection. We have the Tardis M. We have the Tardis M. This one is 50,000 litres. The Tardis Extra Large is 200,000 litres. The Tardis M, which is one I clearly didn't bother doing anything to, is still 50,000 litres. And the Tardis XL Cat is now 2 million litres capacity. So we're going to try that one out. Right there. We have... Oh! I forgot to alter the working speed. I did mean to actually change that, but I forgot to alter the working speed. So, my bad. It should be able to run faster than this, but it doesn't. Silage additive tank. Yes, we will pop that one on as well. And we've got wheel setup right here. We can go with wide... I'm going to go with wide Michelins on this one. Main colour, we've got a few different colours on here that we can go for if we want to. So we can have a JCB yellow. So I'm going to stick with the Tardis on this one. Then the design colour, we can just add a little bit extra on here. I mean, really the Tardis is kind of like a subtle kind of colour, isn't it? So maybe we'll stick with the Tardis on this one for now, I think. Maybe put a little bit of extra colour in there. And then we want to go to A69 cat. There we go. Right. A69 cat. Placement back only, no plate back only. Okay. And I will buy. This one is 61,400. So, yes, it is a little bit higher capacity than the last one. I meant for it to go faster. The 27k is an oversight on my part. I did make a mistake with that. It definitely should be going a bit faster than what it is set for there. So I'm not very happy that I did that. You can see that we have also got 10,000 litres capacity when it comes to silage additive. Now, I don't think silage additive actually does anything with straw, but just in case, let's get some, shall we? Pallets. Silage additive right there, 60 litres. Do we get... the problem is you can't search for stuff, can you? Seed treating liquid from the Agipack. Herbicide diesel silage additive barrels. There's 1,500 litres there. This one is just 60 litres. So I'm going to buy silage additive, and that's 1,500 litres, 4,400. I've never bought these before. So let's buy a couple of these. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. So we didn't buy a couple, we bought 2 couples. But that's absolutely fine. And then we can load these up. Do they change in... they do? Well, that is brilliant. I really like that. That's a nice little effect, that is. The barrel slowly move away from the pallet. I wonder if the whole pallet disappears. It does. Okay, that's really cool. One thing that I didn't do when I made this, when I did the alterations, was I didn't alter the speed at which it fills. But I don't think you can alter the speed at which things fill from the side. However, I really do like this, with the whole barrels disappearing thing. That'll keep us out of mischief for a minute or two. We can whiz back over here, and now we can go up and we can start picking up some of this straw. So the straw has got to be taken back to our main yard and then tipped out there. So start you up, and I did just tweak it ever so slightly to make it a little bit wider. Just a little bit. I'm actually thinking I should probably have made it a bit wider than this. I mean, let's go around here, and See, the speed isn't right. I've done 27k. I can do 27k on this, and I don't like it. I feel that we should be able to do more than this, and I just noticed that we left a little tiny bit of oats behind. However, I do like that I can pick up 2 rows at once. This is much tidier, but it's still too slow, isn't it? I feel like that I've let the team down a little bit with this. I really do. I feel that we should be able to go a little bit faster than this, just to properly make things work. I do want to get back here and do some more stuff to this a bit later, but honestly, I just feel this is a little bit too sedate. It's too slow. Right, you know what? Right. I made a couple of slight alterations. Let's see if the slight alterations actually work. Start that one up, lower it down, and, well, I say a couple, it's not much. I just widened it ever so slightly, and it does go a little tiny bit quicker than it was going previously. I'm not quite sure how wide I've got it now, so, oh, okay. I've got it that wide, so we should be able to do like 3 rows at once, which is pretty awesome. It also means that we'll get the straw picked up nice and quickly. So let's run down here. Yep, that's excellent. All right, you know what? I'll go and get that little bit that's left there in a minute, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to run down here. So I can now run down the row as normal, but I can also pick up a little bit extra as I go. And the advantage of this is that it means that we're not going to spend absolutely ages picking up straw, because we don't need to do that. We know what picking up straw looks like. We're doing it right now, so there's no need to be spending hours and hours doing this job. So if I can run around this field like this, the combine is doing stuff over there, and it's doing a grand job, so we'll leave that one to carry on and do that. Kind of need to decide what I'm going to do in the fields next. Like, we'll have to plant everything up in these fields once we've finished all of this harvesting and gathering of straw and stuff. And yeah, there's going to be a few little bits of straw that might be left over when we're done, but quite frankly, I don't think they matter very much. We can just plow those in with the next crop. I'm going to fill up the muesli, the cereal factory. We'll do that, and then there's stuff that we can go and buy. At the moment, I'm not sure what mod I want to get in order to be able to get some raisins for the muesli, because there's like quite a few different ones that we can go and get, and but none of them are actually doing what I want to be able to do. This is amazing. By the way, this is absolutely... It actually missed a bit. Why did it miss a bit? Oh, I wonder if it's because I've got... I increased the amount that this thing can pick up at any one go, at one time. But possibly the end of the rows was just a little bit too much for it to cope with, and so it wasn't actually able to pick up any more than... Like, that's why it left a little tiny bit behind. But anyway, that looks amazing. And we are properly picking up 3 rows at once. It's only just a little bit... I wanted it to be excessive, but I didn't want it to be picking up the entire field at once excessive, because that I felt was perhaps just a little bit too much. I mean, it might be fun, actually. I might try and see if I can do something like that a little bit later. I'm not going to do that at the moment, though. I think we'll just go with this. We can do. I can be sensible and ladies and gentlemen, we apologise for the technical difficulties. I said the words "I can be sensible," and my brain blue screened at the horror of it, so I had to reboot and try again. So let's not have any more of this talk of being sensible, because clearly I can't cope. But what I reckon that we can do is we could have maybe a one-off situation where we can just test out what it would be like trying to pick up the entire field in one pass. I reckon we could do it. There's clearly some extra little adjustments that I'm going to need to make because I'm still leaving behind little bits, so I'm not quite sure how I'd be able to do that, but I reckon that I could turn this Tardis into something the likes of which the world has never seen. And quite frankly, I think it's going to be awesome. It is going to be absolutely awesome. So just going a little bit slower on those does fit. And at the moment, our pickup width is only just a little bit outside of the width of 3 lines of straw down through. So it's not like... I don't feel that we're doing anything excessive with this. I feel that we're kind of like keeping it just within the bounds of... quick gameplay, but not insane gameplay. I mean, you may disagree. You may feel that me whizzing along at 47 kilometers an hour, picking up 3 rows of straw at once, is perhaps marginally excessive. And maybe you've got a little bit of an argument there in favor of it being slightly marginally excessive, but... let's not get hung up on the details, shall we? Let's not get hung up on too many details about who said what and what means this and that and the other. Let's just carry on and enjoy it, because quite frankly, I think it's fine. I'm going to bring this one in here a minute, and I'm going to whiz on round that corner and park it up there a second, and then we're going to go to you, who has decided to have a little chat with a tree right there for unknown reasons. And we're going to bring you over this way. Start you up. And, oh, it was turning round to get that little, the last little line right there, and was a little tiny bit unsuccessful with said endeavour. So now it got kind of stuck against the tree. Well, that's fine. We will... out round through this, and then I will get the rest of that bit. I reckon we'll turn this field into, we'll join it up into there. I kind of like the idea of this being an excessive field. I mean, I think that we'll end up kind of turning this whole map into excessive fields. It might take a minute or two to actually get there to do it, but I reckon that we can do it. We can sort of turn the whole map into something a little more excessive than there is right now. Now, obviously, the real-life Gelderland area is like this. Is pretty much like we can see right now. You've got everything laid out here. Like this, fairly level. This really doesn't seem as flat as the area of the Netherlands that I was staying in. Like, it really doesn't. But I have been told that it's fairly accurate to the region. So yes, we won't be leaving it accurate to the region. We'll be filling things in, and we will be having some slightly more excessiveness going on. But that's kind of like the whole point of this series. Excessiveness is our watchword. So I'm going to unfold that one, and then I'm going to very carefully lower that one down and unhitch it very, very gently. Unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. A massive thank you to everybody who has earned their way into the Great Book of Names. To find out some more details about all the names coming past, please head into the description and click on the link to the Discord. It's a link to another video. The link is on the other video. Please also consider checking out the links there for Nitrado, who provide gaming servers for games like Farming Simulator, Minecraft, Ark, and several others. And there's also Fanatical, who will help support your gaming habit by providing you with cheap games and also giving me a small commission on anything that you buy using my link. If you've enjoyed this particular video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.